he spent the weekend with me. He come during the week. He was not isolated from his family at all. That was my whole intention.
Oh, that's great.
He spent the night here. They came over to my house. I know these people really well now.
No, they won't even
And
let me talk to him on the phone or let him have his phone. Like,
oh wow.
and it's like I need communication with my son throughout this. Like, that is crazy. And I was like, and I called the social worker back today to try to get an answer. I was like, well, he doesn't have to call from his own phone. He can call from someone to talk to me. Um, so I haven't got an answer back
Well,
about that.
they're just, well, maybe they're not used to dealing with people who really love their children. It's, it's a mess of an organization at this
I
point.
know.
At
I was
least
raised
it
by.
is. It is in
I grew
Harris
up.
County.
I grew up in that system. I know. Like,
Yeah. Tell Noah about the flood, right?
yeah.
Anyway, but that's all I know.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling and talking to me.
I,
Um,
I, I was glad to receive your email, and I thought, right, that's it. Um, we need to we need to talk. It's gonna throw him anyway. And I called Jed this morning. I said, Chantel, he's not here. He's in Florida with his dad. And I said, Chantel emailed me last night. You want me to call her? And he said, hell yeah, I want to see what's going on.
oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, he knows I was going to call him. So he'll be calling me tonight, and I'll just tell him we're trying to clean up this mess. So,
Okay, great. The more we stick together, the faster we're a family.
well, Jed's had a couple of dreams. You know how his spirit works, so he's just waiting. Anyway, God. Is Ivan okay? Is he happy with his foster? Is he with a gay couple?
I don't know. He only told me about a cousin that he has that he doesn't get along with. He hasn't mentioned. He said they're nice and it's safe there. But I don't know what he's willing to say around other people. That's why I feel like I need to talk to him. You know what I mean? I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know. He's always polite. He's not going to say anything mean about anybody ever. So even if something was wrong, I don't think he'd say so. Um, I think that he would eventually, if you're not asking him directly, he'll bring it up. But I don't get to talk to him enough to find out. Um, he'd say, he'll just mention things, um, just wanting to talk, and then you'll know. But
Yes,
if you just ask, is this person this way? Ivan doesn't believe anybody's bad. And I hope that
I can tell that. I
I
can
hope
tell
he
that.
stays that way because most people are good. Unfortunately, there are some bad people in the world, and you got to watch out for them. But it's not good to think everyone's bad because then you can never meet the good ones. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, bless his heart. Well, you know what? Maybe this will be the end of this part. You know,
Yeah.
that that we can get this organized and you'll know what to do.
Yeah, like I've already done some of the requirements. I got 2 evals tomorrow, I guess, and I guess we'll see what they say after that. I'm filling out applications online, but I'm sure I'll get a job tomorrow at a restaurant. I would prefer to work a night shift somewhere because I know that like night shift people nobody wants those jobs and they're easy to get. Um,
Mm.
but a restaurant will ruin all my clothes, so but I'll get hired right away and I don't have to fill out an application online. So I'm going to fill out a few applications online for the gas stations in the area say that they're hiring. So I'm definitely going to do that. And the hours don't really matter, but I need my days free to complete their request, like the appointments that they have, and I need my days free to see Ivan and for the probation and for whatever counseling they make me do, and for my therapist. So I need to have my days
Goodness sakes.
free.
Yeah.
So right now I need like afternoon to night job.
Okay. Well, you hang in there.
Oh.
And you know what? You can always call me and say, "Can you watch Ivan this weekend or whatever?" I'm not gonna put him in the car and run away with him. I don't like to travel.
I know you especially don't like to drive at night.
Oh no, I can't. I really can't anymore. I shouldn't. Just as consideration for the people other people on the road. But I'm walking.
That's
And,
awesome.
well, it was a long, long process.
Yeah,
Before this particular surgeon, you have to go through 3 to 6 month process because he won't operate on you if you're overweight, if you're smoking, if you're this, if you're that, or whatever. But then he has to get, there was a long waiting list. He's probably one of the best surgeons, thank you God, in the world. So, anyway.
that's wonderful. So can you dance? I know
I
Ivan gets his dancing from you because he loves to dance.
I know he does. And when I visited with him, I said, "Ivan, do you remember this? Boom, boom, boom. We will rock you." He said, "I do." I said, "Let's do it." Jed filmed it. It was hilarious. He just went right into it. Stomp, stomp, clap. Stomp, stomp, clap. Anyway.
Oh, that's
he's
awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
He's got one of the things that his foster family discovered is he's got a gorgeous singing voice, Chantel.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful voice. He sang for me. Of course, I'm probably the only human being on the planet who didn't see Frozen, But he sang the entrance, the a cappella entrance of all the. I could not believe it.
I must have seen Frozen a million times, but I've never watched it. The kids like it so much, but they're just singing all the time. I never see what happens. I guess because the songs are so long that by then I'm doing something else. I'm either doing dishes or I gotta go do something else. I've never been able to sit still and watch that movie.
Well, I just, it doesn't interest me, but the music's great. But Ivan sang the whole intro, and I know from playing the piano and all that sort of stuff I know about music, I thought, dear God, I can't sing, but I have pitch, and I can tell when someone's off pitch. He was perfectly on pitch, and it was not an easy thing. I said, my God,
well, maybe that's
kid.
Something we need to get him into, because he does. He loves singing and he loves dancing. Yeah.
Absolutely. We need to do that.
Encourage that.
But you know what? Jed can sing. Jed's sort of coming into his musical gift, and he sings in the car. He's country and western. Help me, Jesus. Anyway, but he's singing in the car all the time. He never misses the note. I said, you know what? You need to do something with that gift.
Yeah, I want Ivan to discover his gifts, because he has talents, and I'm worried that he has my sister's disease. I don't know if I told you about my sister.
I heard it on the conference.
Yeah, my sister has Ehlers, and Ivan likes to show off how he can pop his stuff out of place, and I remember that from when my sister was young. That was what she did, but we thought that was cool, or but later we found out, later her stuff started popping out of place all by itself, not by her doing it. And it's because whenever she was doing all those things, she was separating it, and this disease, I guess, their connective tissue is not connected all the way. That's why they can do that. And so the more they stretch it out, it doesn't go back.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay,
so that'll be something that maybe corrects with him, and so when he's growing, and he's in a big, let me back up, when he's in a growth spurt, then that can be really a concern, correct?
Yes. I don't know how severe it is because they did explain that there are different, severe levels because there's connective tissue all over your body, that connects your
Yeah.
heart, your lungs, all your organs, and your bones, your joints, and stuff like that. But they
Yes.
diagnose through, your joints, and then they do other tests about on your other issues if you have issues. So I don't know. He hasn't been diagnosed yet. I just realized that since he started doing that, that's the first symptom. And luckily, we spotted it when he's so young. Hopefully, we can prevent that from causing him any damage when he's older if he stops doing that. As long as he stops popping his stuff out of place on purpose, then maybe it won't cause him issues later.
Right.
I'm hoping, because I think from 11 to 13 is when my sister, and like literally we were walking from the car to the house with McDonald's and her hip popped out of place and we had to take her to the hospital and they had to put it back. And it's probably from all those times she was putting her leg behind her head, when she
Yeah.
was little.
Well, let me tell you, that used to be my entertainment on my days in college when, I went through I was half drunk most of the time. I don't know how I actually got a degree, but I did. But that's what I used to do, is I used to put my right leg behind my neck. So, that would be some explanation of my hips. By the time they x-rayed my hips, and I finally went to, I thought it was my back again. And when I went and to my PCP and I said, I need an MRI from the bottom of my skull down to my rear end. I want the whole spine MRI. And then what they did was they did x-rays of my hips because my spine was actually okay, and where I'd had the surgery had mended. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
So,
But there weren't any bones left in my hips.
oh my gosh.
Nothing. They had been ground down, and they said, we don't know why you're walking. We have no idea how you were even walking. And so that was it, and they did it, but this guy so booked, it was 3 months out before I had my last surgery was on Ivan's birthday. Yeah.
Oh. And Ivan had such a good last birthday. Like we went to Jumping World, and he was like, "This is the best birthday I ever had." Like this place is just like a big, like everywhere is bounceable. It's like a huge bouncy house,
Yeah.
So the kids can jump and wear themselves out as much as they want, and it's inside. It was perfect because the baby was so young. I didn't want the baby to be out in the heat or.
Yes.
We couldn't really have a birthday party anywhere else, and the kids weren't old enough for some of the other activities like they have at Main Event. They have, the go-karts and stuff, but, they have to be a certain height, and at his age, I don't want to invite a bunch of his friends to go to a party and half of them aren't big enough to ride the rides, So the Jumping World was perfect because they loved it. And
I'm so glad.
yeah, so
I'm so glad he had a good birthday, and his next one's gonna be good too.
Next one's gonna be even better.
Yeah.
Because we'll know for sure he's tall enough for all the extra fun. Because he's definitely grown.
Oh, that little bugger. Oh. Well, I'm gonna need to get off the phone.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you except that yes, CPS was under the impression that I was scared to death of you, and of course they had it in the record that anyway. But that is not the impression that I was trying to give them. But I did communicate that it would be best if Jed were here when living with me for Jesse lived with me for about 2.5 years, and then he moved out the night Jed came home. But all of his stuff was in the cubby, so I went to work on getting things ready. So at least he would have it as a playroom, you know. But anyway,
Yeah, and
so here we are, Chantel. We
okay,
just have to make a commitment to one another to communicate
deal.
directly. I used to tell my dance company when someone told someone, told someone, told someone, told someone, and by the time the information got to me, it didn't have anything to do with what was really going on. And I used to tell them, please communicate with me directly if you've got a problem so I will know.
Right.
And, yeah, because you get everybody's twisted interpretation by the time the information
Yeah,
gets to you.
and like I know that we've never had an issue, like that they're stating, and I know that you would never abandon Ivan, and I
Excellent.
and I can't even believe that they put that in there, and so I was like, oh yes, me and Marie need to talk, and I was like, you know what? I bet you I still have her email address. So I tried
Yeah,
calling your
yeah.
number that I thought it was, but I don't have my old
You
phone.
had that. It was a house phone.
Yeah, so
So now you have my cell phone again. That's what I'm calling you
okay,
from.
great.
Yeah, and what they don't know is that I was in touch with his foster family within a month of him being placed back there. And then I had them come over with him. And we got to know each other really well.
That's good.
I stayed in touch with Adam the entire time he was there.
That's good,
And
and
his
that's what he needs now. That's
that's what Ivan said. He begged me. He said, "Please let me go back there. Please let me go back there. Please let me." Because there was a little girl he could play with.
yeah.
But here we are, and all's well that ends well, and it's just regrouping, and that's what it. That's what we'll do. Let me ask you something personal. Is Xavier's father completely out of the picture?
Yes, he's not even willing to admit that it's his.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have long DNA tests. That's what.
Yeah. I don't know if he told me he was legal, but I think maybe he has some immigration issues, so he's too
Oh,
scared.
okay.
So like whenever we met, he told me that he had papers, but I'm thinking now that he doesn't. Because why else would you not want to see your child? I don't know. Or maybe he just doesn't want one. I don't know. He doesn't say. But
So he's Latin. He's a Mexican Latin man.
yes, he's
Okay.
Mexican.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's
But,
okay.
well, I know, but that leaves you with the whole burden. But we are here for Ivan. Jed's getting all of his ducks in a row. Um, and part of that was going to see his father in Florida for a week. And so he is welcome here. And that's the truth, and it always has been the truth. And I'm sitting here looking at y'all's suitcases when I pulled out of the attic. I pulled out of where did I find them? Somewhere. The big suitcase with the little Thomas train.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah,
I
I just
remember
got
that.
it. Yeah,
Wow.
sitting here in my office.
You
I
know,
thought,
and
and when I found it, I thought, I wonder if I'm going to see Chantel soon. That's the first thing I thought. Oh, Lord. Anyway, it's okay. You're going to get better and better, but you need to know that someone's in your corner, and whether or not CPS likes us or not, we're in your corner.
okay, well, thank you so much, Marie.
Well, you're the mother of my grandson, sweetie.
That I am.
Yes, you are. And you've been a good mother to Ivan. You have been.
I
You
t-
don't have a child as sweet as that accidentally.
I
And I
know.
and I found a letter I'd written to Jed, and I said, you know what? Ivan is a well-adjusted little boy. Chantel has had to have something to do with that.
Yeah,
So,
he's my little angel. Like,
he is.
um,
He's very special. I'm just crying when I think about it because he's loving, and when he spent the extended time with me, and I'd put him to bed, he slept in the big bed upstairs in his dad's bed, and because he graduated, and he would put his little hand on me every night and pray that God would heal me so I could walk.
oh, see,
I
he's
know,
just
you
so
need to know
genuinely
that.
sweet, and it just amazes me how sweet he is, and it just like I'm not. It doesn't come out of nowhere. Just like
No,
he's an empath. Like he like feels people's feelings, and he
exactly.
just always wants the best for people,
He
and
does.
like he's just so loving.
He's a gift.
Yeah,
He's an absolute gift, and the way I would put it is he's the real deal. This child is full of the love of God. It doesn't mean that he wants to win the race every time he's challenged you to something. I said, "There's his mom. He's gonna beat, and that's how much fun he had with this little girl who was in that home. She was only a few months